The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Quentin Tarantino. Remember this?
Amazing movies. Pulp Fiction, you think about, yeah. John Travolta dancing
Uma Thurman
Moon.
was so sexy doing that twist.
Yeah.
She was.
It's quite a body
But
of
how
work,
cool
isn't
was
it?
John Travolta back then? Like,
Yeah, well, that was
the thing
the
that-
resurgence.
Yes.
For him.
yeah, it was nowhere.
Because he'd gone away, we all
Yeah.
forgot about him.
Yep.
And he comes back and he did that. It was amazing. Well, Quentin Tarantino, he apparently likes going to strip clubs.
Yeah, strip. What?
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Okay.
Sean can't imagine that.
No.
A strip club
been
manager
ages.
has said that Quentin came in one time and he reviewed the CCTV footage afterwards when they take them into the little back room to see what went down.
Okay.
And apparently, allegedly, Quentin Tarantino splashed out $10,000
Whoa.
That's some Tarantino money.
to lick a woman's feet.
What?
He said, now they've walked in, the article says that he requested a VIP room.
Oh, that's gross.
Is that licking?
No,
Is
but
that definitely
you'll
licking?
understand why, Harry. Play that, because that is, you'll understand why, because this is actually audio of what happened.
This sounds like when my dog is eating the cat food. This is exactly what it sounds like.
It is actually a grab of a dog. It's a dog licking something. So he requested a VIP room and the company of a dancer with the biggest, and then it's got
Biggest?
then it's got T, and then 3 asterisks. What do you think they are?
Oh, okay.
Toes?
Yeah.
So he went into a secured room and he's sitting down. She's about to do a little, thing.
Lap dance?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he gets up and then he sort of like, like sexily pushes her back. Well, sexy for him. Pushes her back onto the seat. Then he takes her boots off one by one, both shoes, then starts licking the bottoms of her feet and sucking her toes. It's claimed the licking lasted about half an hour of
Good
just
God.
full-blown licking.
That's a lot of licking.
That's a lot
Like
of
half an hour of
You'd be so
constant
thirsty
licking.
by the end of that.
You don't get a blister on your tongue. By the end of it, the stripper's feet, I quote, looked like when you take a bubble bath, like prunes. He
Well, he licked them
sucked
that
and
much.
licked her feet that they
got pruny.
They got wrinkled.
That's
God.
fundamentally wrong.
Quentin!
Ruby, we're going to need you in here. Thank you. So this is the thing. There are two kinds. There's people that are indifferent to feet. I'm indifferent to feet.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Whatever.
Yeah, they're
then
feet.
there's
They're just
people
feet,
like
get you
Quentin
around.
that love feet, and we know this from OnlyFans.
Yes.
You can set up an OnlyFans account about feet. Your feet can be rank, and there is an audience out there ready to go.
We've been talking about it a lot,
Yeah.
particularly with...
Oh, yeah, even
people in
like
this room.
years ago, I posted a picture because I wore different coloured shoes to
Yeah.
work one time, and I posted a picture of it because it's funny because I wore odd shoes. And somebody said, "Oh, can you send me more pictures of your feet?"
It's
and I'm like,
so-
I don't even have nice feet.
I don't even
like,
get.
what's wrong with
Did you
you?
take the $100 you was offering?
I don't even get I don't even get it. I don't get
I don't
why
get
a
Yeah.
foot is so sexy.
A friend of mine explained it to me, and it's something to do with neurologically. There's a connection between sexual arousal and appreciation of feet in some people. Like their areas are very close to one another, so there's overlapping stuff.
There's some
I don't
wiring
know.
that goes into
I
the
don't
wrong
get it.
box.
It's not for me.
Hey, you know what? I will take any explanation because if that floats your boat, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know
It's
what?
pretty harmless.
Like it's the opposite end of your head.
Yeah,
which
it's not
is
hurting
weird.
anyone.
But then there are other people that cannot stand feet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like literally won't let them
yeah.
touch them. They won't look at them. They might
Cover your feet.
Even their beloved, they don't want their beloved, their life partner's feet touching them in bed.
Yeah.
Like, it horrifies them.
Ruby.
Where do
Yeah.
you sit on the spectrum?
I am obsessed with feet, so
Are you?
I have a foot obsession. Yeah, if
So
you're wearing,
girls' feet or boys' feet?
Just
Any
feet in general,
Any
yeah,
feet. So
any
you like
feet.
to look at a good foot.
yeah, I like to look at a good foot. Like if you're wearing open-toed shoes, I'm staring at your foot. I would judge it in 5 seconds, and then it might make me off you as a person. Like,
So when you're looking at feet, right? Are you
Yeah.
just admiring them like as an art piece, or do they get a little
What
bit of a
makes a good
stirring
foot?
inside it? Do they make
sometimes there's a bit of a stir.
Is there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
from a foot?
Yeah.
So what makes a good one? Is it do you like a high arch? Is it obviously a
I'm
good
not really looking at the
pedicure?
arch. I'm quite fixated on the toes. Yeah.
So do you like a long thick toe? What do you like? Do you like a thick toe? Do you like a finger toe?
I hate big toes that are big, and if you've got
the hair on the knuckles.
no, thanks.
What about if the second toe's longer than the big toe? How do you feel about
That
that?
happens.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I've kind of got that a little bit, but not really. My feet are pretty sexy. But yeah, no, feet kind of do turn me
Self-assessed.
on. And I love getting a pedicure. I'm very foot proud.
Are you OnlyFans
joking.
foot proud? Would you think
Well, no,
there's an opportunity?
I've been talking about it lately, and I might.
Just
I
to
think
supplement the income.
Yeah.
So, Ruby,
Gotta.
currently you're single, you're on the scene, ready to mingle everyone. But if you were to come across a guy that therefore has the same liking as feet, would you allow him to spend half an hour down on your feet?
Yes.
Would you?
If Quentin Tarantino offered you
Yeah.
$10,000,
Yeah.
And would you enjoy that, do you think?
I don't know. Half an hour's quite a
They'd
long
just
time.
be wet.
Half an hour's
Yeah.
a long time.
it is a
isn't
long time.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
I like to
two
grab
wet
it,
feet.
you know,
Would you-
squeeze my toe.
do you
yeah.
kiss him after that, after he's licked your feet for
Yeah.
half an
Oh,
hour?
yeah, after he's got like a mouthful
Well,
of
I
your
get a
foot.
pedicure before. I'd make sure my foot's
her
really
feet are
clean.
clean.
Wouldn't you
She's
just have
clean girl.
like a little tin of extra next to there? Just pop a mint in?
So
When you're in the throes, you just carry on, don't you?
Yeah.
when it's winter, do you get a bit sad because people's feet are a bit more covered
Good
up?
question,
You can't
Matt.
see them.
Yeah, although
Yeah.
I love socks, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going
All
to
right.
stop right there.
Okay.
People,
Go
we want
well.
to talk to you.
We
Well,
want
thank
to
you,
talk to people about feet. We want to speak to people that love feet. And we want to speak to people that cannot stand feet.
Yeah.
All right? We don't want to speak to the in-betweens. You're boring.
No.
We're going to give somebody $200 cash.
Whoa!
I know. Imagine how many foot OnlyFans accounts you can follow with that.
Access, yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
right.
much the subscriptions
I
are. How
don't
much
know.
are they, Sean?
Mine. My monthly thing's just over $100.
All right. Do you have very strong feelings either way about feet? Hit us up. No kink shaming around here.
No.
We are asking about people that have very strong feelings either way about feet, because we know some love them and some hate them.
Let your feet flag fly. Sam used to work at a shoe shop, Sam.
Yeah, so I used to work at Zomp, amazing shoe shop.
Okay, yeah, no, mate, go on.
Yeah, I have to name him because, all the Zomp girls out there listening.
Hey, Zomps.
There was a guy who would call all the stores and really go into detail about his wife and and this lingerie that he's bought her, and she needs matching shoes, and then would make the girls try on shoes while he was on the phone and be like, how do they feel?
Oh, so he's not even seeing it.
He's seeing it. What an imagination.
And then so he'd come in before. We weren't sure if it was the same guy, but there was
Yes.
a guy who'd come in.
Yep.
And yeah, same story. He just bought lingerie for his wife, and he wants to buy her a sexy pair of shoes. And
Yes.
oh, you're about the same size as her. Do you mind trying these on?
What a coincidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I say
And
that guy?
in lingerie?
That guy that was calling the store, that was a hands-free call, wasn't it?
Well, I know whenever he'd call, he was disappointed when I picked him up.
Sorry, mate. Can you put one of these on?
Craig's in Baldivis. Morning, Craig.
Good morning. How
Hey,
you guys?
Craig.
Strong
Oh,
feelings
good, mate.
about feet, Craig?
Yeah, I've got the opposite. I've got a bad childhood growing up, a bit traumatised. So my nan used to get us to massage her feet.
Oh.
And after many, many years of massaging feet, back then it was a whole 20 cents, which you could get a nice bag of lollies for.
Yes.
And then I met my wife, and she loved getting her feet massaged. And the first time she asked me, I gave her the story. I said, look, I'm sorry, I just can't. So now she pays our daughter to massage the feet instead.
I mean,
the money.
did your wife offer you a bag of lollies to do it?
Yeah.
Because that might have got you across
No.
the line.
That was probably the deal. She probably didn't.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Craig.
see, the money would get you.
I connect with your story, Craig. My nana didn't used to pay me to to play with her feet, but you know when a nana raises her arm and she's got the excess
Yeah, bingo
skin,
wings,
the bingo
yeah.
wings. And then when they get old, it's like an empty sleeping bag. And my nana would give me me and my brother 50 cents, and we would just slap her bingo wings.
So they'd just be flapping in the wind.
She enjoyed her bingo wings being slapped, or not slapped like hard, just like you know, like so they would swing.
Yes.
Yeah.
She liked her bingo wings to swing.
Like one of those.
50 cents.
Like,
50 cents.
like one of those
It
executive
was so
toys
much
on a
money.
desk.
Yes, Natalie.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
just
balls
swinging
that hit
away.
each other.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. It's Simone's in Lansdale. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
How you
Simone.
doing? Great
Have you
show, guys.
Thank you.
Have you got some insight, Simone?
Look, I'll tell you, I just want to set a scene. So I'm 50. Yes,
Yep.
I've just turned 50.
Congratulations.
I'm on the single scene. Thank you. I'm still alive. I'm on the single scene. I do take very good care of my feet because, let me tell you, the men of Perth love feet.
Really?
Tell me.
And what they love even more, and I always get it now, is red toenails.
Red
I do
toenails.
have a tattoo
Yeah.
on my foot, which then people go, or mainly obviously men.
Yes.
Oh, what's that on your foot? Oh, yeah, I know where this is going. But even in the shopping centre, like I'll be walking along, so I wear open-toe shoes all year round.
Yeah.
And I'll get stopped by men going, I love your toes. I love your
God,
feet.
Simone, really?
Yeah.
You must have
Red
amazing
nail
feet.
polish.
That is so
Red
forward.
nail polish.
Hey, Simone,
Yeah.
so when you're with these guys on the dating scene, and then if you're to hook up with them, are they just, what do they do? Do they just go to town on your feet? Or do you let them?
They
What's the deal?
first of all, they do start with going down the leg,
Yeah.
getting the foot,
Yeah.
and then keeping it very PG, do all sorts of things with your feet.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Just,
Yeah.
do they do things with your feet with just their
Yes.
head, or they don't involve any other part of themselves?
No, they involve all parts of the body. Yeah.
Well, it's
But
really-
you-
And
but
my-
it's really hard to grip things with your feet.
Well, no, I've learned. Sorry,
I've learned.
PG. No, no. I think it's because they're manicured and they're red. It's
Yes.
the
Yes.
red
The
that gets
red,
them,
yeah.
and the tattoo is just like what's that on your foot?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the tattoo lures them in.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
entry.
What is the
Yes.
tat? What's a tat?
Oh, it's just a little symbol. When my husband left me, I said, it's got on there, I think I can, so I do, or something like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Oh, I
And then
thought-
it's got like little birds and...
You should
Yeah.
get a foot tattoo.
Yeah,
on
I
your
thought I
foot.
was just going to say,
Yeah.
lick this.
Simone. Very interesting,
if
isn't
I
it?
think I can, or something like that. I can't even remember now, but it's
Hey-
got like little birds and stuff on it, and they're like, oh, what's
That's
that?
pretty.
Yeah.
That's
You
pretty.
thought about making money out of your feet, Simone? Because they
I
sound
have,
amazing.
because,
Okay.
50 single,
Yeah.
life's tough, let's get on and show off our feet. And I've done it before where a guy had a foot fetish, and I even put them in the pool one day and went, oh, now I'm all wet. And I can't even imagine what that did for him.
I reckon.
I would put flowers in between my toes.
Simone,
Imagine that.
Stop it. So there are
Don't
people
give up too
listening.
much info.
There are people
Some guys
listening,
like
Simone.
girls putting their feet into a bucket of spaghetti, and they love seeing
Yeah.
them like that squash spaghetti with their toes. Simone, if you ever get an OnlyFans up for your feet, we will interview you and promote it.
Yes.
Thank you, Simone.
I'm all for it.
People
All right,
stop her in
Simone.
shopping centres. That's
Look at
how good her feet are. We're going to call this next person. Sarah, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
Okay,
Sarah.
Sarah, what can you tell us about feet?
Oh, look, I somehow managed to marry a foot guy, and it's actually been the most amazing experience.
Oh.
So he's a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
Like decades younger than me, and he's extremely hot. And I was maybe on some, like, I think I'm okay, but maybe on some level I was feeling a bit insecure. But the fact that he, like on our first date, he clocked my feet, and I think he fell in love with my feet that day.
Yeah.
And it's been like this amazing experience where I've come to the realisation, like, parts of me might sag or change over time, but my feet are
Feet
probably
don't.
pretty much going to stay, okay.
Yeah.
Right? And the funniest part is, like, it's like he's got this relationship with my feet that is almost separate
I
to
know.
me. So, like, through the day, he'll want me to, like, take photos, like, pose my feet, take photos of them, text them to him. And when I come home at the end of the day, like, if I've been to the gym or if I've got, like, stinky sneakers on, like, the grosser my feet are, the hotter it
Yes.
is.
Wow.
That's
And
another
it
thing.
makes him just insane. He's obsessed with my feet. And no other woman can, like, hold a torch for him because I think he feels so comfortable being with me and doing whatever he wants with my feet. That it's just made our relationship, like, elite.
That is so interesting. Sarah,
Wow.
tell me, how long does a session with your feet last for him?
Look, honestly, if it were up to him, it would be all night long.
Does he neglect the top end of you, or?
No, he's very attentive to
Okay,
all of
great,
this stuff, but
great.
yeah, it's for him just to have some foot time. That's like
foot time.
apex level. That's like I'm
foot
done.
time.
That's all I need. Like I'm all good.
Sarah,
And the
that
nastier they are, the better he likes it.
That's so funny.
Sarah, the thing when you said that, over time you change and you get older and things sag
Yeah.
and whatever happens, but your feet always say that's bloody
Yeah,
brilliant.
my
isn't
feet
it?
are not going to really change that much.
no,
They're pretty much
no.
always going to be the same size.
So he'll always be like, be
Yeah.
passionate for you.
Yeah. So
yeah, so he's like locked on.
when your feet are like, say, Jimmy, right? So you've just come back from the gym and they're sweating and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. We asked the question before. So he's down there having a great time with your feet. Then he comes up to say hello and wants a little kiss. Is that okay?
Look, it's pretty confronting. Although I any more confronting than if he's gone down to the JJ town. Is it much more confronting? than that?
you're
I hear where you're coming from. I hear it. Thank you.
It has taken me a while, and I have to confess to you that, like, he also likes me touching his feet, and I've had to, like, embrace
Brace it.
Yes.
You've
getting
leaned
friendly
into
with
it.
his feet. Literally, actually, leaning into
You're leaning-
shoes, but
Do people, do his friends,
becoming comfortable with that.
do his friends know about his loving of feet, or is it a thing that's
No, I don't
private?
tell anyone.
This
Oh,
is
sorry.
like deep cover. This is
Deep cover.
Yeah,
nobody
Deep cover.
knows.
This is so interesting,
Isn't it?
I could do
Thank
the
you,
entire
Sarah.
show on this.
$200 cash we're going to give away, and we are. It's going to go to you, Sarah, for telling us that
you
that
go,
story
Sarah.
really in depth.
You can
And
buy heaps
everyone,
of
by the way.
Listerine.
Simone and Craig's stories were great as well.
Yeah, they were. But we've got
you,
nothing.
guys.
We've got nothing for
No,
them.
I apologise.
But we love them.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The other day, we got the opportunity to catch up with Dave Fishwick. Now, he's the guy that the movie The Bank of Dave, which is in cinemas
Yeah.
today, is about. It's his story.
Amazing.
Now, okay, the movie is brilliant. You got to go and watch it. It's really lovely. It's
a
a feel good
feel-good,
movie,
yeah.
and to know that it really happened is so great.
Yeah, let's have a listen to our chat with Dave.
Oh my God, guys, I cannot believe we're speaking to Dave from Bank of Dave.
Hi, Dave.
How are you?
Good morning, good morning. I'm so excited. I'm in Australia.
Yes. Oh, mate, we're excited too. Obviously, Bank of Dave, your movie and everything. But you've been doing a lot of stuff for a long, long time. Writing books before we were able to see this Hollywood movie, doing all kinds of stuff on TV.
Yeah, I work making documentaries. I love making programs that make a difference to people's lives. I mean, I get offered all sorts of programs, but I don't fancy going in the jungle or jumping off ski slopes or anything. But I quite like making a difference to people's lives, and we've been so lucky. We've been nominated for 3 BAFTAs, won a couple of them, got an RTS and half a dozen broadcast awards. So we've just about got the hang of it now. But now we're into movies.
Yes,
Good,
Dave.
Dave.
So people
good.
that don't know about Bank of Dave, you're going to have to Google it and have a read because it is so bloody interesting. But basically, the 2008 financial crisis happens, and Dave looks around his own community and goes, wait, the banks aren't helping these people out, so I'd love to come up with my own bank. The problem is there hasn't been a new bank license given in 150 years because of the amount of hoops that being made to jump through there. And also the model is so strange because Dave wants to use all the profits from the bank to give back to the local community.
Yeah.
That must have confused the banks, Dave. They wouldn't have known what was going on.
Unbelievable, Dave.
Such a foreign concept.
And Dave, I don't want to ruin the movie, but he does it, and the Bank of Dave is still going. Dave, you're a bloody hero.
Thank you so much. I mean, what we wanted to do is we wanted to help hardworking people and pensioners, and we wanted to help people get the best rate of interest on the high street. We then wanted to take that money and lend it to people who couldn't borrow from the high street bank.
Yes.
We wanted to lend to businesses who couldn't borrow. And then the profit, after the overheads are paid, we wanted to give it to charity. So I'm clearly a terrible person. That's why all the banking authorities wanted to lock me up.
Yeah, but
It's
Dave,
amazing.
that's the thing, though. Like, it's easy to say that, and the angle of the movie, you're there to help people out. But as those bigger institutions, they're going to say, right, is there a sustainable business here? Is there a corporate structure that we got to, all those
They
things.
didn't care about any of that, Sean.
And I know they want to keep you out, absolutely keep you out. But gee, that mustn't have been easy.
No, I mean, we've been badly served by the big banks. I mean, we need change, we need challenger banks. And I tried to say that, and every time I run the Bank of England, they said the person I need to speak to are busy. How can they be busy if they haven't opened a new bank for 150 years? What's he busy doing? He's not in today.
Where is he? Dave,
Yeah.
I know that so technically what you started is not technically a bank,
No.
and you are trying to still to this day get that license. Is there any progress on that?
Yes. So, in 2018/2019, we officially applied to be the first new high street bank.
Yes.
So we're in the process at the moment. So far, we've got the license to do everything that we're doing. So we hold the public's money. We've lent out over $60 million to thousands of people and businesses, and we've helped hundreds of good causes and charities. So we pretty much do what it says on the tin now. But what we want is the really, really big license so we can hang it on the wall.
Yes.
And that's the piece that we're going through the process now. And the Prime Minister spoke about me a couple of weeks ago on Prime Minister's Questions. He then asked his Treasury Secretary, Mr. Andrew Griffiths, to meet me, which he did. And Rishi Sunak did exactly what he said he was going to do. And everything's going in the right direction now. And the movie's helped enormously enormously, and the momentum behind it's huge. But they know we can't carry on with these casino banks. I mean, there's been 4 banks go bust recently again, all over the world. We've got Silicon Valley Bank, Credit Suisse, Signature Bank, First Republic, and they're losing billions again. How's that happening again?
Yeah.
I'm scratching my head thinking, how's this happening again?
It affects
proves
the world.
we need it.
Dave, it affects those banks that you just mentioned before. They have, it comes through in Australia. We're not immune to what happens in these big banks. They own so much.
People are fed up with banks at the moment. They're looking at record profits that banks are making, and they're looking at interest rates being raised. Anyway, it's insane. Dave, I want to talk about when you're trying to raise money, right? So you're trying to raise money because they had to make £12 million pounds to be able to get the license or whatever. So you've and the concert you put on with Def Leppard, because they're in town recording. It's such a weird scenario. So that really happened, didn't it?
What happened is the Def Leppard thing was artistic. I think movie call it artistic license.
Yeah.
But we did have to raise a lot of money, and it was actually more than what was going through the movie for. I mean, altogether. 12. Altogether it's more than 12.
Wow.
But we had to go to a lot of places to raise the money, and we did raise the amount that we needed. We put just to apply for the license is $5 million just to apply.
Crazy.
So you want to make sure that you've got your eggs in a basket. It's just bonkers because it's just one size fits all. So I'm sure you've got the big banks out here like HSBC or Santander or Barclays. You'll have one of the big banks there. I have to have the same computer systems that they have. It's a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah, right.
And my argument to the government was, look, we need smaller community banks. We need challenger banks. We need community banks run by the community to benefit the community and not the bonus culture. People who rob banks go to prison, but banks who rob people get paid bonuses. And that has to stop.
Yeah.
We need change. And what I'd love to see from the movies, and especially from listeners, from your radio show would be, if anybody wants to do something similar themselves, there'll be lots of entrepreneurs out there that want to do something within their community. So maybe they don't want to start a bank, maybe they just want to start a finance company where they can help local people. And there's lots of miners out here who've made money and put money back into their community. There'll be tons of entrepreneurs like them guys who want that to happen. And I'd very, very gladly come on the show in the future and speak to those about how they can go about doing something special, because if we start taking control of the community again, of each community across Australia, then we start not needing the big banks the same, and that's what needs to happen. And not just for finance either. It needs to be for energy as well. These big energy companies are making millions and millions in profits again, and yet people can't afford to turn the electricity on. They can't afford to fuel in the car. They can't afford to put the gas on. It's just so wrong. But if we had communities right across Australia buying in blocks of energy, and then sharing the discount between them all, that would be wonderful. And just cut out the big guys at the top.
You're a disruptor, Dave. You're really changing things up.
You're disrupting the bank thing. Everyone's got to watch the movie, but the court case of when they're trying to sting you, the big banks, it was just unbelievable. They want
to put me in prison.
It was
I think
unbelievable.
I'm a terrible person.
And then in court, they're talking about what he's doing. He's like, no, he's making profit, and then he's giving the profit to local community. They go, what is he here for?
Exactly.
Just on a technicality. So we know the Def Leppard thing, that was artistic license. The lawyer. So in the movie, the lawyer really comes to your local area, champions you, wants to stay there, falls in love. Did any of that happen?
Yeah, the lawyer. He's a great guy. And there's lots and lots of things. I mean, to be honest, there's so many things in the movie that we filmed it in length of day for real in the movie. We filmed in my house for real in the movie. That's my home. Yeah, that's my minibus garage for real.
Yeah, that's cool.
Burnley Market is real. And when Phoebe Deniver, who's Bridgerton's biggest star, when she came from Los Angeles the night before and flew through the night, we picked her up from Manchester Airport and brought her to Burnley, and she's there in Burnley Market having a chip butty with me on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. That was real too.
That's amazing. Hey, Dave, with the charity obvious that you supported many of them through the journey. Are you putting any of your money behind the local? Because everything's Burnley, right? So the Clarets.
Yeah, I love Burnley, centre of the universe.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're backing your team in, your local footy team?
Yeah, I'm a big sponsor to Burnley Football Club. I'm a big fan as well, and that's another football club that's batting above his average, I mean, you could put everybody in Burnley. There's about 70,000 people in Burnley. You can fit all those in Manchester United's football club stadium, and yet we've got a team in the Premiership. How cool's that?
Yeah.
You could do a Ryan Reynolds and buy the whole club, Dave.
But you know what? I'd like to do what Ryan Reynolds. I mean, he's a proper movie star, isn't he? I'd love to do what Ryan's done, but maybe with a team even further back than Wrexham, maybe something like Colne Football Club or Nelson Football Club. Take one that's really, really, really having problems and bring them up through the ranks and get them maybe into the second division or something. I just think that'd be marvellous.
Can I just say, you just said Ryan Reynolds is a movie star. You're
a movie star.
You've had a movie made about you. Ryan Reynolds can't say that, Dave. That's unbelievable. Hey,
you know what?
Yeah, what?
When I got the phone call from Hollywood, like you do when you come from Burnley, and they said to me, Dave, I want to make a movie about your life. He said, my name's Piers Ashworth. So I Googled him, and he writes the Mission Impossibles for Tom Cruise. And, that don't happen to you when you come from Burnley, let me tell you.
Hey, another thing that I read about you is that, are you really going to give away 99% of your fortune so you don't burden your children with your money?
Well, I'm going to give over 90% away, and the reason I'm going to do that is my son's a frontline police officer, and my daughter works with animals. And the thing is, if you leave too much money to the next generation, it means that they don't have to go to work, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave them enough money to do anything, but not too much money to do nothing. It's very important that your kids and their children. I've got 2 grandchildren as well. I've got 2 little boys, and it's important that they can do anything but not nothing.
What's a sweet
I've seen
spot?
a lot of people leave a lot of money to next generation wealth, and it's not good.
Okay, a million pounds. Is that
that's a lot.
I don't know
a million pounds, but that's not you can retire in the rest of your life.
I would think that you'd come up with a family trust where you're paying school fees and stuff like that, and educational
it's ongoing
sectors and whatever.
Yeah,
that costs.
you want to leave all the things. You want to leave enough money in case they have a health problem. You want to leave enough money in case something goes terribly wrong. You want to you maybe help them buy a home. And my children at the moment, like I said, my son's there today. He'll be a front line. He's fighting the baddies there in the UK, and people say, well, are you not worried? Are you not scared? You can't wrap your children in cotton wool. He's out there fighting just like every other place. They're very proud of him. Yeah. And the harder he works and the more he tries, the more I'll help. And I think that's important. The more they try hard, the harder you want to help, and that's important. I'm a big believer in helping, but not too much, because you don't want to create a destined wealth where they just don't have to do anything.
They're not contributing anything to society.
They need to contribute to society.
Yeah, agree. Dave, can we talk about, you're a self-made millionaire. Can we talk about how you built yourself up from nothing?
From 16,
sure.
Dave. From 16.
I was 16 years old when I left school. I had absolutely no qualifications whatsoever, nothing. I was on a building site as a builder's labourer earning $60 a week. How do you go from builder's labourer to building the first new high street bank for 150 years, and then Hollywood turn up and make a movie about your life?
So Dave,
it's a bonkers world.
Yeah, you're carrying cement and doing all that stuff. So after that, how did you go, no, there's more for me, and what was the next step?
The next step was I wanted to start a business. I loved business. I loved cars. But I thought, how do you start a business with no money? How do you get to the point where you want to be able to start something with absolutely nothing? How do you go from nothing to something? And I thought, right, think outside the box. So this is what we did. I thought, I want to get involved in cars. I didn't have the price of a gallon of petrol. So I thought, I'll go around all the car garages in the area, and I'll find one that will let me take one of the old part exchanges away and bring them back the money after. And I did do. I found a place in Nelson called Bath Street Garage, and he let me take an old car away, and he wanted $140 returning for it, and anything over that was mine. So I took it away, I cleaned it up, I sold it, I then took him the money up, I kept the difference, and then week after week I did it again and again and again until I had enough money to be able to pay him up front. And then I learned another important lesson, that if you pay up front, you can then negotiate a much, much better deal. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And then
mate.
went into the minibus business,
the minivans.
Yeah, I mean, it went from one car to another, then from one van to another, and then you just never know when these opportunities come. But when they do, you've got to grab them with both hands, because somebody offered me a minibus, and I thought, I don't want a minibus. Have you no cars? And they said, no, I've got this minibus for sale. So I took the minibus, I scrubbed it, I cleaned it, I advertised it, and people kept ringing up. I'm ringing about the bus. And I thought, wow, eureka, buses. And today I'm the largest supplier of minibuses in the country. So let me tell you, that were a good decision.
Mate,
Yeah.
you've
So
just
good.
made many, many good decisions. Everyone's
Yes.
got to go and see Bank of Dave.
So
I have
good.
to say, it's one of the most heartwarming films I've seen for a fair while.
Yes.
And the fact is, you get so much joy from it because you know it
It's
actually
true.
happened,
I
and
know.
it's still happening.
And it's anything that's made in the north of England like that, the full Monty.
Love
It's
it.
got that vibe,
Yeah.
the real working class story, rags to riches kind of stuff. It's a beautiful tale, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed being part of it.
Dave,
Good on you,
we're going
Dave.
to have you on many more times.
Yeah,
okay?
we'd love to.
And we just love your accent
looking
too,
forward
Dave. It's
to
a
it.
joy.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dave. Is in cinemas today, so go and check it out. Thank you, Dave.
Hooray!
Bye, Dave.
See you,
See
Dave.
you soon.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.